first like media week experience as
Yes,
well?
yes.
How about
Everything is
for
first.
radio?
First.
Oh my gosh. And it is an honor, of course. Thank you very much for
Thank you, thank you.
gracing the stage or the airwaves with us here. But going to the movie, talking about the movie, Kono Basho, that's not a Filipino word for sure.
Mm.
So what does it mean?
Konobasho means this place. Sa Tagalog, it's itong lugar na to.
Hmm.
Ganyan. So, it's also a play with the word displaced or displacement,
Yeah.
being pushed or being moved from one point to another. So, it's a film situated in Rikuzen, Takata. It's one of the cities that was devastated by the March 2011 tsunami.
Hmm.
And it's about these two estranged sisters that met at the funeral of their shared father. So there's a lot of things that talks about grief, but also talks about healing and reformation. So in general, that's what Konobasho is.
Hmm. And how did it start? Like the premise of the story, you conceptualizing it. How did you come to, okay, this is where we're going to draw inspiration from this 2011 tsunami? How did that go for you?
Well, I started as an artist in resident. I'm actually more of an artist than a curator. So I
Hmm.
started my artist in residency in Rigusan Takata in 2013. And I went back there 2016, 2019, 2023. So it was really a continuous immersion and research. So seeing the city develop and rebuild was really an inspiration to me.
Hmm.
And I started writing it when something happened in my life as well, just like a tsunami. All
Hmm.
of us have those sort of tsunamis in our lives. Things that basically pushes us in a different direction. So yeah, it all started with that, and then I started writing it 2019, developed it during the pandemic
Hmm.
under Ricky Lee script writing workshop in 2020, and pushed myself to further develop it until the time that I entered it in Cinemalaya, and now we're here.
Oh my gosh. So it's been such a long process for you then. That was like pandemic, pre-pandemic, the whole
Mm.
thing. Ooh. Everything was set in Japan.
Yes, everything was
Mm.
shot and set in Japan.
Yeah, because we also saw the trailer. Beautiful portrayal of grief. Like even if you don't really read the subtitles, you know it's about grief. And of course the setting is also very beautiful. But going to the topic of Japan, Gabby, we've been seeing your posts. You've been in Japan a lot. So how has it been or how was it different? Like going there to film something so heavy about grief, of course, and you just being so familiar with the country.
I think having the privilege of shooting this story in Represent Takata really made a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Being able to immerse ourselves and to um, meet the community there and
Mm-hmm.
just kind of learn about the devastation that they've been through
Mm-hmm.
has helped us tell this story more effectively. But on a lighter note, it was also such a treat to work with Japanese artists and
Mm-hmm.
film workers as well. So it was a fun community that we built there, and um, being able to tell this story with them, and hopefully them coming and seeing
Mm.
this here in Cinemalaya is such a treat for everyone.
Yeah. But filming internationally, though, is it also your first time filming a movie, both for both you guys, internationally, especially in such a beautiful countries like Japan?
For me, this is
Yeah, it's his first
it's my
film.
debut film, so
Wow.
first in a lot of different things. But yeah, it was my dream to shoot in Japan, because I've seen the beauty of it, the deeper the deeper layer of it, and I want to portray Japan not just the usual touristic type of kind of film that most
Mm-hmm.
most commercial films do.
Yeah.
So this is more different, I think, and I feel. So yeah, it has always been a dream, and it's my first time. I'm not Gabby Go.
It's not my first time shooting abroad, but it is my first time shooting in the place where it's really set.
Yeah.
So that really makes a difference for me. Like it's really helped us get into character, and And Rikazan Takata is just a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people have heard about it, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, when you do hear about it, it's because of the tsunami nga.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's like it
Mm.
feels like a Ghibli film when you're there. So
Really?
yeah,
So all the anime fans also would appreciate just
yeah,
watching the
because it's just
film.
nature and
That
trees
kind
and
of anime fan.
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So speaking of first times, is there a first time that you experienced or any first that you experienced while filming? Especially you, Direk, since it is your first filming experience as well, or at least directing experience.
Well, it was my first time to direct a particular project with a group of people na
Mm-hmm.
as in sobrang sanay sa this type of job,
Mm-hmm.
no, yung the whole crew that was built by Direk Dan Villegas, one of the producers. So he really put up a team that basically helped me push this into a level na pang not just pang Cinemalaya but more of
Mm-mm.
really we would like a
Yeah.
very good quality type of film, no? And I even asked him to be my DOP, and I was very grateful for him to say yes, no. So yun, first time kong makatrabaho ng super professional and
Mm-hmm.
super galing ng mga tao. And mabanggit ko lang, no, si Gabby, she came into our project, nandoon na kami lahat sa Japan, and all of us were just waiting for somebody that will come as our actress.
Really?
Yeah, but that's a lot of things that happened. But
Uh huh.
the point is, it was also, she also read the script during the time that she was traveling to Japan.
Oh my
So that's
god.
one awesome thing, di ba? Parang, and then when she came there, a lot of things aligned, I think.
Uh huh.
Everything aligned and everything
It
was
was meant to
very,
be
yeah,
talaga.
oh.
Ilan kayo
So,
sa prod though?
it's a good
tumam.
name because we had a Filipino team fly in. We
Mm.
also had a Japanese crew.
Oh.
So a lot. I'm not sure.
But relatively enough to make a film, but not not so much. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we have a skeletal crew kasi
Mm-hmm.
lumipad kami lahat eh. All Filipino team na lipad and support na lang yung Japanese team. So, yun.
And
Gabby.
Gabby.
It was my first time working with a crew where we all didn't share the same language,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't matter because everyone was so into it and we all put our hearts into it that it just transcended the
Yeah.
language. Na. And we were still able to bond through that. Yeah, so that was pretty cool to see.
And speaking of putting your heart into it, and you direct also, you mentioned na sanayan with filming and everything, and especially working with such talented people, not just the actors and actresses, but also the crew. How do you separate personal emotions, especially with filming such a heavy film, and work?
Well, one of the things that, we need to do is to make sure that we are there to perform our
Mm-hmm.
role. So I was there as a director, so I really needed to make sure that I'm prepared mentally and emotionally with all of the things that's gonna happen. Plus physically pa kasi we just
Yeah.
had 8 days to shoot everything.
8 days?
Mm.
What?
So
Okay. And
yun.
then,
So yun, but everything went well, no? Because we have a very professional team.
yeah.
Although nag-a-adjust kami along the way, yeah, we were there to really work together as a team for the project. Yung mga emosyon, feeling ko pumapasok talaga. But the
Mm-mm.
point is, we have to make sure that we all understand. No? Ako personally, there are moments that are very overwhelming, pero I needed to make sure that I am, intact.
Yeah.
So,
Especially since you're leading everybody talaga. But how about you, Gabby? You're one of the most sought after actresses, especially with your recent portrayals with like very heavy series and films as well. How has this been different?
Um, it's been different, or rather, it's been extra challenging in a
Mm-hmm.
way because it hits close to home. It's such a very delicate
Yeah.
subject matter, grief, and the question of how to separate your real life from the art that you make is it's actually very difficult.
Uh-huh.
But I think the reason why we were able to do that, or at least why it was easy for me to do that, was because I was surrounded by a team that was so supportive.
Mm-hmm.
And when we had to do scenes that were very heavy and would kind of take its toll on me emotionally, I felt like may kinakapitan ako. I felt like the team was there and didn't let go, and they
Mm-hmm.
were there to ground me and remind me that, this is just a story that we're telling,
Yeah.
because it's hard, because your body doesn't know that it's acting when it's
Mm-hmm.
under the stress and the emotion that you put it through. So it really helps to have a team that understands the importance of debriefing and just grounding actors. And so, yeah, I think having that sort of protocol and having that sort of support is it's what's important.
That's so interesting though that your body doesn't really know when you're acting pala.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You actresses. Oh my,
I
I'm
mean,
so
after a
excited to
while,
watch
that's where
this.
technique comes in, and
Uh-huh.
you kind of are able to, have a more controlled way of getting the emotions out. But
Uh-huh.
if it's something as deep as grief, kasi, there are things that you really have to tap into that
Mm-hmm.
may not be so easy to let go of, even after the director yells cut. And yeah, we all saw that when we were shooting, and yeah, we it all.
Mm.
But Direk said it all aligned, and everything just happened so smoothly
Mm-hmm.
that it just becomes part of it, and it's not a hindrance. Naman.
Yeah. Do you think being Japan also having it set in Japan helps, especially with just breathing the freshness of the air, the crispness of the air?
Yeah,
Definitely,
Mm-hmm.
yes. It's ano it's really quiet in the
Mm-hmm.
place, and because in Takata is really very different from what we all know, like Tokyo or
Yeah.
like the big cities.
It's
No?
slower.
Tapos we're near the sea, so medyo ano talaga siya, medyo calming and
Uh-uh.
very very solemn nga mga
very conducive for
Mm,
making art.
Mm.
Actually,
actually,
yeah.
Love it.
So
No, a
when
lot of people
you
will
just
have
need to
like,
sit down sometimes and then reflect on something and then okay, go
tara
back.
na
So
ulit.
ganun,
Yeah.
G na ulit.
And because it's a sorry, did I
Mm.
take it? But because it's a film also about displacement, I think it helped that we were all in a place that, well, aside from Direk who stayed there, we were all in a place that we weren't familiar with. So
Mm-hmm.
that feeling of, for example, my character being a fish out of water and being in an environment that she isn't familiar with, it really helped to be somewhere like Rikuzen Takata where that
Mm-hmm.
wasn't at all familiar.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm like, okay, gotta put that on the bucket list. A place to go to. When people watch the film, though, what do you think emotions, besides grief, what emotions do you think will come up?
Well, when I started writing it, actually, I'm not very, in a way, specific with things that I would like the audience to feel. It's just that I would like them to really understand what the two characters has been going through.
Mm-hmm.
We will only relate to the two characters if we fully understand where they are and what's happening in their lives. So a lot of things that you can feel in the
Mm-hmm.
film. Eh. And at some point, of course, you'll feel grief, you'll feel sad, you'll feel that part na medyo ramdam mo yung pagiging unstable of
Mm-hmm.
what's happening. But at the end of the day, I would like my film to have this sort of ending that will make the people not left with something na kailangan pa nilang isipin or ano.
Ah.
It's something that I would like to give not just to the audience na manonood but more to the city that I would like to talk to them about.
Mm-hmm.
This is my film. This is for you. This is for people who felt grief, in their lives. And at the end of the film, I would like to tell them that it's actually a warm hug that you might not want, but you actually
Yeah.
needed. No, so I
Yeah.
always say that because it's something that I also felt. No,
Mm-hmm.
after writing this and after making this film, it's really that. No, sometimes we don't want. No, 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 okay lang ako, pero at some point pag niyakap ka, then you feel that
Oh,
warmth. So I think that. No, yun yung
yeah.
yun yung gusto ko sanang Yun.
It's like after bottling everything up, suddenly mag-overflow siya, and that's how the film is per se.
Yeah. And
Oh.
also just to feel that feeling of hope because as a community, they've moved forward.
Yeah.
And like in anything that happens in your life that's devastating, you know, eventually you put one foot in front of the other and you move forward. And hopefully that's what the film also communicates is that feeling of hope and of healing and rebuilding. Yeah.
And telling them that you don't need to be alone in all
Yeah.
of this, you know. So, yun.
Oh my gosh, we are very excited to watch this in the upcoming Cinemalaya. That being said, invite everybody currently locked in, watching from our live as well. Invite them to watch the film.
Hello, everyone. We would like to invite you to catch Basho and the other Cinemalaya International Film Festival entries this August 2 to 11.
You can catch Cinemalaya at Ayala Manila Bay, Trinoma, Greenbelt, UP Town Center, and Market Market. So also please do watch out for our gala and our talkback. So we can
You can check the schedules at the Project 8 project pages and at the Cinemalaya website.
Cinemalaya website.
And of course, shout out to the production. Any more greets? Hello, maybe the
Yeah,
family
we'd
as
like
well.
to shout out to Angel Tomas and the rest of our Project 8 Projects fam. Who else is tuned in?
Malamang si Jai. Hi,
Si
Jai.
Jai. My family and friends who are watching, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
And
you.
last question, when is the opening of Cinemalaya?
August 2.
August 2.
August 2.
And our film will be screened
Premiering
on
August
August 3.
6. Ay.
August 3 first, and then
Okay.
gala will be August 6.
There you have it. Gabby, Sir Jay, thank you very
thank
much
you.
for joining us
Salamat.
this afternoon. We are very excited to watch the film, and it has been a very heartwarming interview and of course a discovery about another part of Japan. It has been very, very lovely to see you guys, and of course for them to catch the replay of this episode. Keep it locked. We will be uploading everything on all our socials. But for now, thank you very much for joining and gracing the Monster stage. And of course, radio debut of Sir
Salamat
Jay.
po. Bisanas po.
Just cherry.
Love it. Love
Thank you,
it. So to everybody locked in, we're going to be here all the way till 9 p.m. You're tuned in to Manila's hottest Monster RX93.1. Bye.
Monster exclusive interview. Monster exclusive interview. Only from Manila's hottest. Monster RX 93.1.